Assalamu alaikum and welcome to planning and design. As in the previous videos, we have expressed different kind of commands and we have discussed all of these commands one by one, and we have also discussed these kind of plans. We have executed these plans and tell you importance of these plans. Now, in some cases, the developer or client may ask to have a 3D of their houses as well. So for that purpose, you may draw a 3D model exterior, which is actually very important. So in this video, we are actually getting started with our 3D. So first of all, what we are going to do, the basic difference between 3D and 2D is that it has only two-dimension 2D, as you can see, length and width. But in 3D we have to deal with another kind of direction, which is actually our height. And the house it looks very realistic with the 3D design, as you can see. So now I recommend you the best software for 3D modeling is SketchUp if you wanted to do 3D exterior and some kind of things. 3D model, you can say, not a complete structure drawing, but a 3D model, a layout model. It will be good to use SketchUp for this purpose. It has very easy interface and you can use it very easily. But as I have started these videos about AutoCAD, now it was essential to make a basic 3D as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just make a basic 3D. First of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this object. As you can see here, I am copying my ground floor plan, Control C. Now what I'm going to do, I'm opening a new file, as you can see here, and I want to open this one exactly as you can see here. A new tab has already been opened. Now you can paste your drawing here by just clicking on Control V simultaneously. You can see your drawing has been here, and now you can turn off the screen mode. And first of all, you have to specify your units and limits here as well. Now what you are going to do, you are going to specify your units and limits. I'm going with architecture, I'm going with 00 precision, I'm going with images and clicking on OK. Now if you move towards limits, as you can see, you can just specify whatever you want. As you can see, I have specified my units and limits here. Now what I am going to do, because before going to 3D we have to make a little changes here in the 2D plan, because we don't need these all kind of things like our text, our doors and windows. We will need only the boundary walls and the spaces of doors and windows. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off these layers, and actually this is an advantage of using layer command. As you can see, if you wanted to turn off these things, as you can see, it will turn off these things without deleting these things, and later on you can turn on these things, but I have to delete at the time. You can see all my things has been deleted, and I have also wanted to delete these windows, as you can see here. And if I click and turn off windows, as you can see, there is no spacing specified for windows. I don't know where actually my window is placed. So first of all, I have to make a reference line. I am turning on this window bar again. I am going with line command, turning on the ortho mode, line command, and I have to make a little changes, and I wanted to work in the boundary wall layer, for example. You can see here now there are little changes, as you can see here. You have to go with these changes. You have to actually specify the lines of windows one by one. As you can see here, I am specifying my lines, and later on I will turn off these window layer from upward, as you can see. So in this case, I am going to turning off these extra. I don't want, as you can see here. After that, we will trim these spaces, and we will define our spaces for our windows. So first of all, the first step is to delete these extra things. Just I'm going to do, it will take a bit time because I should have done already, but it is what it is. Now I am going to delete. Now I am going to turn off this layer. You can see here the window layers, because this is our current layer, this cannot be turned off. I am changing my current layer to boundary wall and turn off this layer, as you can see. Now I am trimming this subject, as you can see here, and I am also trimming this line creating space for our windows, as you can see. So now we have to like this, we have to delete every section, like trim all of this section where we have to place our windows. So by clicking trim command, you can do this in a very simple way. And now before going to 3D, we have to actually specify our boundary lines, because our 3D command, extrude command, cannot be executed if we don't have these boundary lines. So first of all, we have to specify our boundary lines, and we have to make separate boundaries to remove to actually there will be, if you don't want a complex interface, you have to make multiple boundaries. So I'm using boundary command here. First of all, I have to extend my lines, then I have to make it a boundary. First of all, I wanted to make divide these things into different kind of lines. For example, here will be my boundary, and this second one here, and also I wanted to extend these ones from here and from here, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to also draw different kind of lines here to make multiple boundaries, because actually the multiple boundary offers different things, and we don't have to deal with complex interface anymore. So we have to make a lot of multiple boundary, as you can see. First of all, we have to execute this command. Now we will be using extend here because we can use it. And now I'm also going to extend this one. As you can see here, now I am also going to extend this line here, and Control C, extend this line. Now I wanted to extend this line as well. I wanted to extend this line, and I wanted to extend it from here to here. Actually, the main task is to specify boundary, and after that it will not take a lot of time. This is the main task, because you have to specify your boundaries one by one, and it's a bit difficult to specify one by one. So I am going to use this boundary command. As you can see here, you have to specify your multiple boundaries here. So you have to go with different boundaries. I'm going with like this, I'm changing it like this, and making like this. As you can see, there are 4 boundaries. So in this case, in this way you can specify your boundaries, because I have now I have extended it and made a different kind of lines. Now I wanted to convert these into boundaries, into a single polyline, as you can see. For example, I am picking my points, like I want this to be a boundary, I want this to be a boundary as well, I want this to be a boundary as well, I want this to be a boundary. So just click enter, because sometimes there may be a problem and selecting multiple boundaries. And if you have a problem like this, this red circle may appear. If you cannot execute any command, there may be red circle appear. So in this case, you are going you shall go to here and click on this regional command. And if you don't have the view portion here, you just go to this menu bar and click on show menu bar. There will be an option of show menu bar. I'm going to here and just regenerate all, and now it has been actually regenerated. And actually you can see that if you click here, now you can see in the tab that this is not a single line, this is actually a boundary. And you can see in this pop-up menu that you can see. Now I am creating different kind of boundaries. For example, I am again going with boundary command, add my picking point like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and I'm clicking enter. Again click enter, add pick points, add different points, like I'm picking this point and this point, this point, and this point as well. Again click enter again and again, and pick your boundaries, because if you will select multiple boundaries in a single command, it may create some problem. So you have to click again and again for specifying your purpose. For example, I'm making it a boundary. Now I'm going with these extra, as you can see here, boundary walls. Now I'm picking this one and picking this one. Actually, I'm going with enter, again enter, adding my pick points like this pick point and this one. Just click enter and again enter. Actually the same problem came here. As you can see, you can use regional command, but in case I'm going with that, but click enter, again click enter, add your pick points again pick some boundary. This is actually a large boundary. It may create some problems sometimes. Also do this multiple times, regenerate, and again go with boundary command, as you can see here. Now add back points again from here. As you can see, you can add this point, you can click on this point as well. As you can see, this say that a close object cannot be found. This may create you shall go again, because I know this is a close object. AutoCAD may create some kind of problems sometimes, but it's all okay. I'm clicking OK, and again going with selecting my boundary, adding my pick points. This will be my pick point, and this will be my third pick point. Clicking again enter, again going with entering and selecting my boundary, and again going with here, and second boundary will be this, and the third one will be this. Again clicking enter, and there are a couple of boundaries remaining. We will have to specify these all boundaries first of all, and then we have to go further. Now again going with boundary command, again specifying my boundary. I think these two are remaining here, and you see that now all of my objects, all of my separate boundaries has been defined. Now I can go to the 3D and make actually these kind of walls. In this video we will be making these walls, and in the next video we will be dealing with our doors and windows. So if you wanted to shift from 2D to 3D in AutoCAD, you can do this from here. As you can see at the upper side, we are working in a 2D, and you can go to 3D modeling from here as well. So first of all, when you go to the 3D modeling, there will be different kind of tools of 3D. As you can see, first of all, when we are 2D, there were different kind of tools of 2D, two-dimensional tools, and now there are three-dimensional tool, different kind of three-dimensional tool. Now what you are going to do, first of all, you have to create a separate layer. As you can see, there's a separate portion of layers. I'm going to create a layer again. I'm going to add a new layer, and I am going with 3D walls. 3D walls, and you may change the color of walls. This will be our current layer, and you may change the color of the wall. As you can say that the color of wall must be like this one. This one should be fine. This one should be fine. So I'm going with this color, selecting this and clicking on OK. So this shall be our color of walls. Now if we work in our work frame, as you can see here, as you can see, we can, if we wanted to draw a box in 3D, we can do this. It is actually to show you that how we make a 3D different. For example, this is our box, and I have specified my length and width. If I click this time, and now he is asking for a height. For example, I say 10 feet height, and now I have given a height. This height is currently not visible because we are currently in a top view. As you can see from here, you can change the view from here. But for example, if I going with southeast, you can see actually this is actually our box. And if you wanted to make it realistic like a solid object, you can do this from here in this view, because there are different kind of views like conceptual, hidden. You can use these view one by one. For example, if I go with the sketch view, it will actually convert our objects like random sketches like you see. For example, now I am going with actually our you can see that realistic. It will these objects are actually in 2D, so this our plan has not been changed in 3D because this we don't have anything, did anything to this in 3D. So this was a box, and it has actually changed into three-dimensional object. Now if you wanted to again be in your top view, go here and go to your top view. In this case I have draw a random box. You can also draw different kind of objects like cylinder, cone, sphere, and different kind of things. And from here you can also change your view. As you can see, 2D wireframe, conceptual, realistic, many kind of things there are here. And you can also change the view from here, 2D wireframe. If you want to go to 2D wireframe, you can go here. If you're going to top, you can change it from here as well, as you can see at the side. So in this way you will use your 3D in a simple way. Now what I'm going to do, I have specified all my boundaries. Now I'm going to extrude these. Basically this there's an extrude command for making walls and for making objects which are actually in 3D. As you can see here, creates a 3D solid object by extruding. By meaning of extrude, it's clear that it will extrude objects. So I'm going to extrude these all kind of walls. I'm again in my top view, and I'm going to extrude, and he is asking to select objects. Select one object and click on polyline. Now press shift button and select different kind of objects if you wanted to extrude these in a single click. So keep pressing shift, selecting different kind of polylines. For example, I am selecting these kind of polylines. I am selecting this. Actually has been, oh, this actually may create a problem sometimes, because we have to be careful about that. If we don't select line, our objects which we have selected already will be deselected. So be careful about that. I'm going to select my lines one by one. Just there. I am going to extrude these lines and press enter. If I press enter, now he is asking for our height. I don't work with these kind of things. I am giving a specific height of 11 feet. In 2D I have given in the section portion, as you can see, I have given this plan a height of 12 feet and 1 feet will be for our floor, so I am giving it 11 feet height. If I have given it 11 feet height, it's not visible because currently we are in our top view and it is 2D wireframe. Now if we go to our southwest, as you can see, the walls has actually been created. Now these are not realistic walls, and if you wanted to change it into conceptual view or realistic view, you can do this from here. You can see I'm going with realistic again. As you can see that these are our separate walls. This was the purpose of the boundary. As you can see here, the walls are separated. If I have created a single boundary, if we want, and then I wanted to change something, we have to change in this whole object, but we have separate portions now and we can change it easily. Now what we are going to do, we again going back in our top view, and the realistic is good one because it actually tells us which of our walls are actually being extruded. So I'm again going with extrude command. You have to extrude different kind of objects one by one. For example, I'm extruding this polyline, this one. You have to select shift, keep pressing shift button. Again you can zoom in a little bit, for example like that. Select your polyline. Again you have to select your polyline object, and you have to select again your polyline when you are extruding something. Now I'm going to press enter and giving a height of 11 feet, enter. Now if you again go back to another some kind of view, for example northwest, I'm going to northwest, and I'm using this one. This one is realistic, and if you don't want these kind of views and move it where you wanted it to be, use orbit command, as I have already explained in 2D. Use orbit command for move, and if you drag your mouse, click your left button on the mouse, you can drag it and move it anywhere wherever you want. But in that case, I'm again going to press escape. I'm again going, this is actually, as you can see, this is actually our custom view. Now I'm going to top view again, and I'm going to create the remaining walls as well. I'm going with actually again extrude command, extruding different kind of objects. Like first of all, I have to extrude this wall. Select the polyline, extrude this one as well, polyline. Keep pressing shift button. Just remember to press shift button. Keep pressing shift button, because if you don't press shift, your commands cannot be executed. So you have to press your shift button. Now I am going with this one, selecting polyline. At the last I'm going this one, selecting polyline, pressing enter, giving a height of 11 feet, enter. Now this one actually, it is actually in 3D. Now we are going to give a certain height to this inner wall, as you can see here. Now I'm going with the again extrude. From here you can extrude. I'm going to select this object, polyline, keep pressing shift button, this one polyline, this one polyline, and also select this object, go with the polyline option, press enter and press 11 feet, enter. Now some of the walls are remaining. I am going with these as well. For example, again I'm going with extrude. I'm going with the extrusion of this one, polyline, press shift button, polyline, press shift button, selecting polyline, pressing enter, 11 feet, enter. Now there are many objects remaining. For example, I'm going with again extrude. I'm extruding these objects to be which are here. Keep pressing shift button, because if you don't press shift button, actually the all selections, it will not select the all of objects. Control Z, Control C. Actually the objects has been deselected. Now I'm going to select these all objects here. Now I'm going with extrude command, and I'm giving it a specific height of 11 feet and press enter. Now if we go to the different kind of view, for example, I'm going with the northeast. Actually you can see these extrusions. Again I'm going with top view. A little bit is remaining. There are 2 or 3 objects are remaining nearly. Now I want to click single like this, selecting all the objects, going with extrude, and giving it a height of 11 feet and clicking enter. Now if you wanted to change your view, you can also use orbit command from here. As you can see, this is actually orbit command, and you can change your view from here as well, as you can see. So in this way you can actually draw different kind of objects and use extrude command and 3D model. And that is it for today's video. And in the next video we will actually we will make a model of our doors and windows, and actually we will be placing doors and windows to create a bit appropriate view of our house plan. And thank you for today's video.